The golden sun of Eternia shone across the vast plains of eternity as He-Man rode alongside Battlecat through the tall grass. A warm wind swept across the land, and for a brief moment Eternia seemed peaceful. It's quiet today, He-Man said, gently patting Battlecat's neck. Battlecat growled softly. He sensed that something was wrong. Suddenly, the silence exploded. No! From behind rocks and cliffs emerged Beastman, Grizzlor, Two-Bat, Modulok, and Clawful. "Ah! A trap!" shouted He-Man. Beastman immediately attacked Battlecat, while Grizzlor slashed wildly with his claws. Battlecat roared and threw both enemies back with tremendous force. Roar! At the same time, Modulok, Two-Bat and Clawful charged toward He-Man. The battle was brutal. He-Man blocked Clawful's crushing pincers, dodged Two-Bat's savage attacks, and hurled Modulok into a massive boulder. But the villains attacked again and again from every side. Dust filled the air. Rocks shattered beneath the force of the battle. "You will never conquer Eternia!" He-Man shouted. With a mighty swing of his sword, he disarmed Clawful, slammed Two-Bat into a stone pillar, and sent Modulok crashing across the battlefield. Meanwhile, Battlecat defeated Beastman and Grizzlor, and drove them away with a thunderous roar. Roar! Retreat! Beastman screamed in panic. The villains fled. He-Man breathed heavily. The fight had exhausted him. We did it, old friend, he told Battlecat. But then a roaring engine suddenly thundered across the plains. "Now it's my turn, He-Man! Ha!" Out of nowhere, Dragstore raced toward him. Before He-Man could react, Dragstore leapt onto his back with devastating force. Ah! The impact hurled He-Man violently through the air. He crashed hard onto the ground and lay motionless. Battlecat roared with fury and charged at Dragstore immediately. Laughing wildly, Dragstore sped away. "That's the end of you, He-Man!" he mocked, before disappearing into the distance. Battlecat rushed to He-Man's side. He-Man groaned in agony. He tried to stand, but his legs would not move. For the first time in many years, fear appeared in He-Man's eyes. Battlecat carried him swiftly back to the city. Inside Eternia's royal healing chambers, the physician examined him at once. Mossman and Zor also tried to help, but the diagnosis was grim. "His spine is broken," the doctor said quietly. "He-Man is paralyzed for now. We do not know if he will ever walk again." Silence filled the room. He-Man slowly closed his eyes. The following days became the hardest of his life. He lay in bed for hours, staring silently out the window. One day, Teela, Man-at-Arms, and Orko came to visit him. Orko even tried a few small magic tricks to make him smile. "You're going to recover," Tila said firmly. "All of Eternia believes in you," added Man-at-Arms. But He-Man lowered his gaze. "And what if I don't?" he asked softly. No one could answer that question. A few days later, Zyklon visited him. He sat quietly beside He-Man's bed. "I'm afraid," He-Man finally admitted. "What is a hero without strength, without battle? Maybe Eternia needs a new champion now." Zyklon remained silent for a moment. "A hero is not defined only by fighting," he said calmly. "A true hero rises again, even when everything feels hopeless." "But I can't even stand!" "Not yet." He-Man said nothing. After another week, there was still little improvement. The pain was unbearable at times. His hope began to fade. Then Roboto came to see him. This time He-Man spoke openly about his anger, his fear, his depression, his doubts about ever becoming himself again. "Sometimes," He-Man said with a trembling voice, "I just want to give up." Roboto nodded slowly. "These feelings are not wrong," he said gently. "You are allowed to feel fear. You are allowed to feel sadness. But do not lose yourself inside those feelings." He-Man looked at him silently. "Courage can take many forms," Roboto continued. "Fighting evil is difficult. But the hardest battle is often the battle against your own doubts." He placed a hand on He-Man's shoulder. "You do not have to be perfect. No true hero ever is." Those words reached deep into He-Man's heart. That night the pain became almost unbearable. He-Man cried out. He wept. He struggled to breathe. For the first time he truly believed he was losing hope. Then suddenly a warm light filled the room. Before him appeared King Grayskull. "Great strength does not mean never falling," King Grayskull said calmly. "True strength means continuing forward despite the pain." "I don't know if I can," He-Man whispered. "Yes, you can," King Grayskull replied. "You are not alone." Then the vision slowly faded away. He-Man remembered Roboto's words, and for the first time in days he refused to surrender to despair. The weeks passed. Slowly the pain became less severe. His friends helped him every day with his exercises. Battlecat rarely left his side. Teela supported him during every step. Man-at-Arms built special training equipment for his recovery. Fisto constantly encouraged him to keep going. And then, one day, it happened. He-Man stood up. On his own. His legs trembled violently, but he remained standing. "He's standing!" Orko shouted joyfully. "Roar!" Battlecat roared proudly. Slowly He-Man took his first step. Then another. Tears filled Teela's eyes. "You did it," she whispered. The doctor smiled proudly. "The healing process looks very good. You must continue your training, but with time and patience you will recover completely." He-Man looked at his friends. "Thank you," he said emotionally. "Without all of you, I never could have done this." At last He-Man stood before the great gates of the royal palace and looked toward the horizon. Then he spoke directly. "This message is for all people out there who struggle every single day with physical limitations. For everyone who knows pain, fear, doubt, setbacks. You are stronger than you believe. My deepest respect and admiration goes out to all of you. Never give up, my friends. You have the power.